Hi, my love, beautiful souls. It's Mystic Rose 1111, and I'm back to bring the dark into light. Okay, you guys. If none of you guys knew, my name is actually Jamie, and the reason I'm saying my name right now is Jamie because this is more of a personal message. Okay, a more personal message that of a message that I'm going through, that I'm experiencing, and that I know that there are other mothers and fathers out there that could be going through the same thing, experiencing similarities as me. And so this can be a touchy subject. It could be a touchy conversation. And again, I was debating if I wanted to get up on here and do this message, which, especially when there's a lot of distractions now coming by, like noises. It was really quiet, and now like all these vehicles are going by. Sensory, okay, which that it's gonna get, the message is gonna get into that, but I feel that God is leading me I am feeling that God is leading me to talk about this, okay? And I feel like that Satan is not wanting me to talk about this as well, okay? So I'm getting like God's wanting me to bring this up, talk about the subject, and then Satan doesn't want us to talk about it. So you may, like, distractions, okay? Loud noises and stuff like that. But what I'm trying to get at is, you guys, wow, okay, I don't even know where to start, you guys. I really don't know where to start because it's really personal and I might end up crying. As you know, I have a 4-year-old, you guys, okay? As you know, I have a 4-year-old, and the one reason I didn't know if I want to talk about this, because, she is 4, and, like, this is her, what I'm talking about is, it's her life, you know what I mean? Like, and if you've been with me, if you're watching this, and you've been with me since day one, since I started this channel, or even, the past year or 2 years or whatever, and you know that my little 4-year-old Cherish, she likes to jump into the videos, come into the videos, she likes to channel, she likes to talk, she likes to share, and I've talked about that I really thought she may have ADHD, ADHD or ADD, hyperactive, very hyperactive, has a lot of energy, very spiritually gifted child. And so we actually have, me and Mike, my husband, we actually, talked to the school about her preschool, talking to the school about this past 2 years, kind of asking them to keep an eye on her and kind of let us know. And we noticed last year sensory differences, sensory issues, okay, with like socks, not feeling comfortable, not wanting to wear shoes, not wanting to wear boots, not wanting to wear certain clothes, certain smells smell really bad. She then feels like she wants to get sick. Noises, she has to wear headphones now when it's really loud out. There's just these little things that we noticed, and the school started noticing, and that she overly talks. She doesn't know when it's appropriate time to not talk or talk, okay? She's very outgoing, bubbly, friendly, and all that stuff. That's why we thought it was ADHD, hyperactive ADHD, okay? And impulsivity and stuff like that. And highly distracted, okay? She gets distracted easily. She goes from one topic to another to another. She'll go from one activity to another activity to another activity, you guys. Like, and I mean, like, she'll go through all these activities, you guys, okay? She'll have this, that, there, and then holding little toys, okay? Little things, not even toys. She finds the littlest things ever, like little tiny things, smallest things ever, okay? Smallest things, and I mean like small, like you can't even barely see it, okay? And she loves it. She holds on to it. She obsesses about it. She has to take it to school with her. She has to hold it in her hand. It's like a comfort blanket, when you're a little kid and you want to carry that blanket or that pacifier or that bottle and like that teddy bear. Well, that's what she does with little things, like little things that are very, very small. And I mean small, okay? So small, smaller than a ladybug, okay? Smaller than a freaking ladybug. Small, like almost like gnats, okay? Like fruit flies almost. And we just thought, so we took her to a child psychiatrist and past month, and we had her testing for ADHD and autism, and to find out that they diagnosed, the doctor, the psychiatrist, the child psychiatrist diagnosed her with level 1 autism. She did not diagnose her with ADHD right now. She kind of wanted to, watch the autism, and which means level 1. Okay, level 1 autism is mild, okay, very mild, but she has things that are different than normal children, okay, and it's a little bit more difficult for her, where smells, touch, feeling, all that stuff, her senses, okay. The mantis energy, if you want to talk about star stage, the mantis energy, where you can feel and you can sense things, okay. She's very alert on that, okay. And so the doctor diagnosed her with that, and She said she doesn't want to rule out the ADHD because sometimes ADHD and autism can be together. It can be dual diagnosis, but she doesn't want to rule that out. But right now she wants to focus on the autism level 1, where we can do occupation therapy with her and learning. And she saw how I react with her, how very calm I'm with her and how I work with her and stuff. And she wants us to continue doing that, working with her on that. So the reason I didn't know if I want to do this, because it's very touchy, because a lot of people don't want to talk about this, and a lot of people miss the signs. And to be honest, if I wouldn't have brought up the ADHD, thinking that she had ADHD to her teachers, most likely they wouldn't have been watching so much, and they wouldn't have saw the signs of autism, because they're the ones that started seeing the sensory. I saw that she didn't want to wear socks. I'm like, oh, she's 3 years old. She just doesn't like socks right now. Oh, she's just being a peanut butt. And honestly, you guys, to be honest, from my personal experience, I thought she was just acting out as a child, acting out and just being naughty. You know what I mean? Like, I literally thought she was acting out being naughty, just try to stir up, my buttons and to upset me and to keep me going and always wanting attention, But in her brain, in her mind, is how I'm understanding it is, she doesn't like the feeling of things, and it's how she is, and she's just gifted. She's very gifted, and I love her to death. And she's my little cherry. She's my little, my oldest one. I love her, you guys. I love my oldest one too. I just don't talk about her a lot because she asked me not to talk about her. Okay, because I'm hearing somebody say, why don't you talk about your 17-year-old? Okay, I don't talk about 17-year-old. I don't talk about a 19-year-old because they asked me not to talk about them. Okay, they asked me to keep their life out of this. Okay. And yes, some of you guys are like, well, why are you talking about Cherish? She's not old enough. Cherish is very, very outgoing. She likes to be on here and stuff. And I feel like Cherish is going to be somebody that's going to advocate for autism, especially level 1. I feel like she's going to want to be out there. She's going to want to advocate. She's going to want to help others as well. Okay, so I feel like that's what maybe my purpose is, to talk about this now. Okay, that's what's going back and forth. Should I talk about it? Should I not? But I just heard when I was walking, I heard that I need to advocate and I need to talk about this because a lot of people are missing the signs. And yes, there's more kids being diagnosed with this now than they were 10, 15, 20 years ago, because autism back then was diagnosed as lower functioning, where they were having low cognitive behaviors. You guys, I worked with autism, okay? I worked with teenage autistic kids or teenagers and adults, okay? And they're not, it's different than what Cherish is, okay? It's totally different. You can't see the Cherish, okay? Until you're around her, you can't see it. And the ones I worked with, they were shaking back and forth. They would hit the wall. They would take their poop and put it on the walls and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, they were very, very low functioning, okay? And so they didn't talk. Okay, they didn't talk. They were shy. They didn't want to be around anybody. They were doing different things, but there's still some similarities of what Cherish does. Okay, some of the things that Cherish does, they did too. It's just hers is so mild. And again, like I said, I want to advocate about this. I want to get out here and talk about this because there's a lot of people that want to talk about it. Is one thing I look at myself, I'm like, did I do something? Did I do something that made her this way? And some of you guys are like saying, oh my gosh, Trump got on the news and said it's Tylenol. You guys, I didn't fucking take Tylenol when I was pregnant, okay? I didn't take Tylenol. So it's not Tylenol, okay? I'm going to say that straightforward. I did not take Tylenol when I was pregnant, okay? I really didn't take anything when I was pregnant. And some of you guys are going to be like, well, what did you have? The only thing that I was prescribed was my Adderall, and they did not take me off that. So the difference between my 17-year-old Carmelita and my 4-year-old is, with my 17-year-old, I was not taking Adderall when I was pregnant with her, and with Cherish, I did take Adderall. So if you want to really look at it, it could be the Adderall if you want to really look at it that way, okay? But Carmelita is still diagnosed with ADHD too, okay? That's what I'm going to say. She's diagnosed with ADHD too. And I am too, and it runs in the family, okay? It's genetic. So don't be getting on here and saying, oh, it's because you fucking took Tylenol. Oh, because... No, it's not, you guys. Tylenol has nothing to do with it. I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you, Tylenol has nothing fucking to do with someone being autistic or not. And I'm going to tell you this too. My personal feeling and what I feel about this and the message I've had when I meditated on this, I literally meditated on this sat with God and asked God, please, help me with this situation. Help me, know. And I'm hearing a lot of individuals during COVID, I was pregnant in COVID, okay? I had her in COVID, okay? They're spiritually gifted, okay? And a lot more people they're being diagnosed, so don't miss the signs. And it's not that there's something wrong with them, okay? There's nothing wrong with Cherish. I'm going to tell you that. There's nothing wrong with her. She is so spiritually advanced. She is so smart. She is so intelligent, okay, in her own ways. And she's just spiritually gifted. And don't be afraid and don't be worried and don't be scared and don't treat them differently either. Okay, so what I'm hearing is do not treat them differently. Don't treat them like that they do have autism. Okay, treat them as they're still a normal child, but teaching them right from wrong and teaching them, working with them. Okay, learning how to work with them. And it's gonna be tough for me. That's one reason why, if you've been with me and you're like, your daughter comes in, your daughter runs in. Well, you guys, she runs in, she's autistic, and it's because she wants to be part of something. Okay, she likes to have a center of attention, and there's different types of autism spectrum, and hers is the one is outgoing, hyperactive, impulsivity, and she wants the attention. She likes the attention more. She likes to be in front of things, and when she gets that, that's when it calms her brain down a little bit, and she actually feels good. Okay, so it's different with every child. Okay, every child, every adult, everyone that has this. Okay, no person is the same. No person has the exact same symptoms either. Okay, everyone has different symptoms. Every individual has different symptoms. So if you're questioning it too, if you see any small signs, get it looked at. I'm gonna tell you, her doctor, her normal physician that sees her once a year for her wild checkup, unless she's sick, told me that she didn't have ADHD or did not have autism. So she's a normal child. And if I would have listened to that doctor, right now she would not be getting diagnosed. And right now, when she goes into kindergarten, she may have trouble in school. And the teachers will think that she's disobeying, she's not listening, she's not wanting to pay attention. But what I was told as well, in school, she may be distracted and she may be playing when they're teaching. She still knows what they're saying and what they're doing. She's still learning. So her mind is hearing things, but she's over here doing something else. They told me, her teachers told me that she'll literally start playing with things or start doing something else, and she'll still know what they're talking about. Afterwards, they'll ask her, Cherish, do you know what we just talked about? And she'll explain everything to them. So she's taking it in. But for her to take it in, she has to be distracted with something else. So it's not that she's intentionally not wanting to listen. It's the fact that her brain is functioning that way. And I don't know how that is, okay? Like, I don't know, because I don't have it. Okay, I have the ADHD mind, but the autism, like, I don't have it, so I don't know what it feels like. But her mind, it's, so us parents, mothers, even grandparents, okay, even grandparents with siblings, you know what I mean? Like, you may have a brother or sister that is autistic, don't be afraid to talk about this, okay? Talk about it, and you could be helping somebody else. I am now watching so many autism videos because I want to learn more, even though I already worked with autism, but, like, I didn't work with children that had it. And higher functioning, level 1, which had mild. You know what I mean? Like, and, like, her cousin, her cousin actually hasn't been fully diagnosed, but we think so. He has the opposite of her. Okay, he has the opposite of her. He doesn't want to be around people. He doesn't want to talk. He's very quiet. He doesn't speak. You know what I mean? Like, so his is, he still learns, but he's not socially interactive. He's not the hyperactive. He's very calm and hides in a corner and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? And they're cousins. They're blood cousins. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's my brother's son, like, and me, like, And so, like, they say it's a genetic thing, and I don't know if my nephew's mom took Tylenol, but again, like, I didn't take Tylenol, so it's not Tylenol, okay? It's not Tylenol, and I believe, I'm gonna tell you this, I believe that even if I didn't take my ADHD medication, my Adderall, I believe that she still would have had it. Okay, I believe that she still would have had it. Because now looking back at it, I'm gonna tell you, I feel like my mom may have had it, and they didn't diagnose her, because back then they wouldn't diagnose that. Okay, they only did it with lower functioning, and the ones that are acting out, and the ones that you kind of look at, be like, oh my gosh, something is wrong with them. We can't be doing that anymore. We can't be stereotyping them, because there's a lot of people that have autism that are undiagnosed or misdiagnosed, where they're diagnosed as ADHD. I honestly, if I would have diagnosed with ADHD, not autism. I would be like, oh, yep, okay, ADHD. But I'm not a psychiatrist, you know what I mean? And so the talking fast, I thought it was ADHD thing. That could be autism too. Because talking fast is an anxiety thing, or you have a lot of information you want to get out so much. Like me, one reason why I talk so much, I'm channeling so much, and I have so much I want to get out before I can't do it anymore. That's how my daughter's brain is. Literally, when we were there was toys on this wall, like all these totes, and she literally went through like 3/4 of it, and like went from one subject to another, to like Pokemon toys, to Barbie dolls, to Legos, to dinosaurs, to stuffed animals, to the kitchen set, to the tractors. Like, she would go from all within an hour, okay? And what I was hearing, I could hear her sending me a message telepathically. She was channeling to me. She was telling me, Mommy, I want to play with everything right now. I don't have enough time, so I got to play with everything for like a minute or two. And that's what I heard. I heard her saying that to me, like, in her, she was sending me a telepathic message saying, I want to play with all this stuff. There's so much things, I don't have enough time, so I got to play with it for like a minute and then go to the next. So their mind, you know what I mean, like, she fixates too, and she started taking things from people, like taking things that she wanted so bad because she didn't think, they don't know how to express it, like we would, okay? So I'm gonna have a lot of work handed into me, I thought, oh, we'll send her preschool, send her to school, I'll be able to get my stuff done, I'll be able to do this, we'll do that. Well, learning now, no, she's gonna need a lot more one-on-one. She may need an IPP, you know, she may need a 504, which is a sensory thing where she needs a calm down place, you know. You know, you guys have watched her where I have Carmelita, my stepfather, and my husband home, and they're all with her, hanging out with her, and she's in the room with me. It's where she feels comfortable. She knows that I'm her mommy. She knows that I understand her, and I do understand her, because I worked with mental health in a mental health field for over 13 years. I worked with individuals with schizophrenia, bipolar, split personality, traumatic brain injuries, autistic, you know what I mean, autism. And so I do have the patience a little bit, but when it comes to your own child, that patience goes out the window a little bit, you know, it does. And she needs a routine. She needs a really good routine as well. And if that routine gets broken, she may have a meltdown. I'm lucky, I'm gonna tell you, I'm lucky right now that her meltdowns are not as bad as some meltdowns. She don't have the meltdowns where she's breaking things, throwing things, bashing her head against the walls. I thank the Lord for that. I thank the Lord every minute for that, okay? Because there are kids that when they get off routine or something doesn't go their way, they literally will start banging their head on the wall, breaking things, biting. Now I found out why she bit me before. She used to bite me. She used to bite me because autism. They bite because they don't know how to express themselves, so they take it. She used to bite me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, you know. Luckily I nipped that in the butt. But you know, it's gonna be a long ride. It's gonna be a long ride. Look at horns honking. It's gonna be a long ride. Confirmation for somebody. But I know I'm gonna get through it. The Lord's walking with me, walking with her. You know, she's very intelligent, like I said, very intelligent little girl, and I believe that she's gonna be someone that's gonna advocate and help other children like her in the future. You know, I feel like she's gonna be somebody that's gonna want to be able to help, you know, find maybe, you know, more easier treatment. You guys, there's no cure for this, you know, there's no cure. And I do feel that all these children that are being diagnosed with autism, I do feel like they're very spiritually gifted, spiritually knowledgeable, and they came here to this planet to make a difference in the human population in our lives, okay? Make us love again, okay? To show us that they're just the same as us. And I do feel that she's a higher dimensional being, and that any autistic person or anyone that has a disability or with intellectual disability, they're from another planet, and their soul is, and it's hard to live in this planet because this planet was a 3D, it's transforming into a 5D, transitioning into 5D, and so their souls are more evolved. And so the biggest thing is, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I know my little girl, and I know all the other little autistic or ADHD or anyone that has some kind of diagnosis, their souls are on a higher level than what this planet is, okay? And is what the human population is, the average normal population of human mind capacity is, you know? It's hard to explain, I don't even know how to explain it, but I do feel like she's gonna do some great work, and she's gonna help other people out. And I feel like that now, before I knew my purpose was to get on here and do YouTube and build my own business and stuff, and now I know it's because I was gonna advocate for autism. And now I also go back and look at, okay, well, now I know why I worked in mental health for so long, you know, working with you know, intellectual disabilities and stuff like that, and schizophrenia and traumatic brain injury, because I was going to bring a child into this world to experience it and to be with her, and, you know, to help her and to learn. And I don't know the answers. I don't know all the answers. Like I said, I'm studying, I'm reading a lot about autism. So if any of you guys have autistic kids, or even adults, or brothers, sisters, whoever, or even a husband or a spouse, please send me information. You know, get up and start advocating, start writing, doing videos, start teaching, you know, put videos out there helping others, because they're gonna need you. 19 on the clock. So yeah, it can be frustrating too, I'm hearing, okay? It's gonna be frustrating. You're gonna have your ups and downs, okay? There's gonna be days that's gonna be easier, there's gonna be days that are gonna be harder. I'm hearing stay grounded, okay? Like, that's what Spirit's telling me, okay? So if you're somebody that is dealing with it like me, you know, make sure you stay grounded. Get outside in nature, walk, exercise, transmute that energy. And make sure that you have a routine with them. Get them outside too. Biggest thing too, is for anyone with ADHD or autism or even Down syndrome, because I'm hearing Down syndrome too. You may have a Down syndrome child, or anyone that has special needs. Get them outside, or make sure that they're doing some kind of activity, like an energetic activity, like physical activity, to keep their body from going to flowing, to release all the negative energy that's going through them. They need to release it. So make sure that they stay active, okay? Not being on a tablet 24/7, not being in the house 24/7, getting them to do something that is active, okay? Even if it's for a 5-minute walk, or going to the park, or doing jumping jacks inside, or doing sit-ups or something, you know, or sitting and meditating with them, you know, inside when it's cold out, because I know winter months can be hard for me. It's gonna be a challenge for winter months, because Cherish loves being outside. She loves walks, she loves riding bike, she loves the park, and winter months can be a little bit more challenging. So I'm hearing don't give up, okay? Don't give up. God would not put anything in your world, in your life, if he knew you couldn't handle it. And so I heard for myself, God told me that I'm gonna be able to handle it, but I will have hard days, I'll have easy days, you know, I'll have middle ground days, but he knows I'll be able to get through it, and I know I'll be able to get through it too. It's just, some days will be more challenging and more difficult, and keep them active. If you can get them into like sports, like Cherish is in 2 different dances. She's in tap ballet, and she's in hip hop, you know, trying to get her in that to keep her social. To the music gets loud for her, we have to get headphones for her because it can be loud, but having them active in like activities with other kids, being active, social active too, is gonna help. She needs to be around people. So I'm glad I got her in preschool. I'm glad I got her in these activities, because it helps her. So yeah, she's at her friends right now, so I'm actually heading there now to get her. So I will get her from her friends because she has dance tonight. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm almost there. I love you guys, but if you know, I'm new to this, okay? I'm new. As I said, I thought she had ADHD. I'm new to this, but my daughter is not different from any other son or daughter out there, okay? Okay, we're all going through something, okay? And I wouldn't admit it's different. They're all different, but I mean, like, she's not better, she's not worse, you know what I mean? Like, and also still treat them as they're still a normal child, as a normal human being, because they are, okay? They are. They're still human beings, okay? Don't treat them like that they have a special or disability. Don't treat them like there's something wrong with them, okay? Still punish. I'm also here still punish and discipline them. They still need to be punished and disciplined. So when Cherish acts out, she still needs punished and disciplined. And then when they are doing good, you reward them with a positive reward. A sticker, a movie, a popsicle, you know what I mean? Like something positive, okay? Rewarding them when they have good behavior, okay? Showing them. And then also, biggest thing is helping them express themselves the best possible way without, you know, hurting anyone or hurting themselves. So yeah, I probably will do another video about this later on, but I'm gonna let you guys go. I love you guys so much. Love, peace, light, heal, namaste.